Here's a short review of the Passé Composé, which is one of French's past tenses. It's also known as the present perfect. In this video, I'll tell you how to form the Passé Composé and when to use it. So when we hear the term present perfect, that doesn't necessarily tell us a whole lot about what it means. You might see the term present perfect and think of Pierre here on waking up on Christmas morning to try on his brand new sweater. He puts it on, it fits great, he looks great in it, and he loves it. So he says, "Wow, present perfect." Unfortunately, that is not what present perfect means here. If we take each part apart, we get present, which in the grammar sense means right now, and perfect, which means complete. So for the Passé Composé, it's events that take place in the past that usually have a specific beginning and an end and are complete as of right now. So let's move on to how we form the Passé Composé. You're going to need an auxiliary verb plus a past participle. Now what do we do for auxiliary verbs? We have two choices. First, être, then avoir. You're going to want to conjugate them in the present tense. Now for making the past participles. For regular verbs, you take off the endings and add l'accent aigu for ER verbs, for IR, the letter I, and for RE, the letter U. Now how can we tell which auxiliary verb to use? Like I said, we have two options. The first option is avoir. That's our default. Most verbs are going to take avoir. We want to use être for reflexive verbs. Verbs that take Dr. and Mrs. P. Vandertramp, which is an acronym of the list of verbs that take être, or the house of être, which is a visual representation of this list. And it's important to bear in mind that with être, we want the past participle to agree with the subject. Now we want it to agree in both gender and number. So for example, if we take the sentence, vous êtes allés, we have allés masculine, feminine, and a group of ladies. And we usually don't make past participles agree with avoir. We only want the past participle to agree with a direct object pronoun. For example, we have the sentence, tu as acheté la maison? Oui, je l'ai acheté. We add a second E in the second sentence to agree with the L'apostrophe. We also want it to agree with the antecedent of que in relative clauses. For example, la maison que j'ai achetée. We go back to the que, which goes back to the la maison, so we want to add the second E. And that's the Passé Composé.